morning, guys. So here we are, beautiful Botswana, next to Boca Dam, just outside of Gaborone. A lot of people have been asking us to do a walk around video of our overlanding setup here. This is our 2017 Toyota Hilux, and hope you enjoy. So I think what we'll do for this is start from the front and work our way around and end up in the back. And I'll just give you guys a little bit of information of what we've got, what we use, and basically how we operate as a family in the bush. First things first, our Rhino 4x4 Africa bull bar. This was actually one of the first pieces that I got put on when I bought the car. So this is actually a 2017 double cab Toyota Hilux. 2.8 GD6. I absolutely love this car. It's an absolute monster and it's taken me to some quite incredible places. Rhino 4x4 Africa were kind enough to send us a winch, which we recently got mounted in South Africa just before we moved here. We've only had to use it once so far. I can't wait to get properly stuck with it and see what this thing can do. This is a 9,500 pound winch, which I think is more than enough for us so far. So the bumper comes with a proper bash plate that goes onto the bottom, obviously. I must be honest, I've bumped this thing many times and actually had to get it re-straightened a few times, but it does its job and I'm very happy with it. Rhino 4x4 were also kind enough to send us these new fog lights. This is a new model fog lights, which I quite like. Our other ones got a little bit of damage from our recent trip to Kutsi. It was very, very wet, so the car spent most of the time underwater. So another nice thing about those fog lights is that they're actually LED. I would like to get my headlights changed to LEDs at some stage. I just haven't gotten around to do it yet. All right, let's move on to suspension parts. So this is actually one of the questions that we get asked the most often. So basically I'm running a 305/65/18 BF Goodrich tire. These are the KO2 all-terrains. I can honestly say I have never had, touch wood, a single puncture with it or have any issues with it. This is actually my second set. I've kept my other spares in the garage just in case I run into issues one day. As far as suspension, we are running Tough Dog adjustable suspension. I think, if I remember correctly, I got around 65 mils in the back and probably around 60-ish in the front. I don't know if I remember correctly. Basically, to get these tires to fit, we did have to do a little bit of cutting here. I had to put in upper control arms. These guys are from Ironman. And so far, so good. The guys at Opposite Lock and High Range Safari City here in Botswana were kind enough to send us new springs. Basically, our old ones were taking too much of a strain because of all the weight we've got on the top. So these are rated basically for bull bar, winch, and a lot more weight. So we've updated that maybe about a month or two ago, and so far so good, absolutely no issues. And the main thing is that it stopped the tires from rubbing. So basically, after I've put the winch on, the tires were starting to rub. It was way too much weight at the front, and that sorted everything out. I've also had to move the caster a little bit forward on the left side and the right side for everything to fit nicely. And now they fit like a glove. I'm super stoked and zero issues. As far as wheels go, these are obviously 18s, Black Rhino, hard alloys. So far so good. They do have a bit of scratches on them, but that's part of 4x4ing. I don't park this thing at the mall, I actually use it. So that's alright, a few battle wounds won't hurt. So the side steps I've actually taken off. I've damaged them so many times going rock crawling and stuff like that. Let's be honest, they're actually made of sheet metal, so they're not strong at all. So I took them completely off. I actually need to get some proper ones put back on because I'm starting to see some stone chips from driving around on dirt roads. So that will have to come at some stage in the next month or two, I hope. So another thing that I did in the very beginning was replace the rear bumper. The chrome rear bumper from the Hilux is no good, it gets damaged so easily. So like I said, one of the first things that I changed out. This is a Desert Armor rear bumper with spare wheel carrier. I got this done at 4x4 Mega World in Cape Town. And this thing is rock solid. I mean, I've hammered this thing on rocks, going up inclines and things like that. Absolutely no issues, and I think I'll have it on for a while longer still. Another reason why I put the spare wheel in the back is because I've got a 80-liter extra fuel tank on the bottom over here where the spare wheel used to go. You can fit a spare wheel on the bottom, but these guys are huge and you lose so much clearance by doing so. So now in total, I think I've got around 150 liters of diesel to explore basically, which is more than enough before I can find fuel again. So in the back, another big topic of conversation. A lot of people ask me, why did you not get a canopy? To be honest, it probably would make more sense to have a canopy. It's just a preference and it's just something that I prefer. So look, in the back we are running our Snomaster fridge. Big thank you to our sponsors at Snomaster. This is a 50-liter fridge. We use it absolutely all the time. I can take this out, bring it to the house, bring it next to the pool, bring it next to the campfire. So this thing's absolutely amazing and also rock solid. On it we've got a 80 to 90 liter fridge slider from FrontRunner. I decided to get a bigger one in case I upgrade fridges one day. But in the back, so far so good. I mean, you can see absolutely no issues. When I do go on big missions, the main problem for me is having to clean everything. I suppose it's not that big of an issue, but I don't have a canopy, so that's my duty. I've got to keep everything clean in order for everything to run properly. Powering our fridge, we've got a 115 amp hour battery. It's a lithium battery. Unfortunately, I couldn't fit it in the front, so we fit it here in the back. I've also got two USB plugs here, one at the top, one at the bottom, which is great for me when I'm charging camera gear or whatever I need for the wife and the kids. So that always helps very nicely. We've got these things secured with FrontRunner straps, which also works great. And I must say, no issues at all. This thing runs absolutely super powerfully. Everything is run by CTEK, so that is our battery management system. We'll get into that when I go inside the car and show you around. In the back here we carry our chairs, our camping chairs, camping table, slides right on top of the fridge. I do carry one of the Wolfpack FrontRunner boxes in the back here. This is basically recovery gear, so straps, puncture repair kits, toolbox, cable ties, all the essentials for when being out in the bush. So that stays in the back. And basically that's it. We carry in the back whatever else that we need, extra suitcases, or it depends on how long we're on the road. But we've never had any issues and everything seems to run smoothly. Look, I think it's about having a system. Once you've figured out how you pack, how you operate and things like that, I think you find a nice little rhythm. The only way you're going to find that rhythm is by camping and seeing what works and what doesn't work for you. So here we've got a FrontRunner, I suppose it's called a bed rack. I think it depends on which country you're in, but I call it a bed rack. So I decided to put the tent on the back. Again, it's a personal preference. It doesn't have to be that way. A lot of people ask me why. It's purely a personal preference. I like it like that. I prefer to keep my boxes and my gas can on the top. That way it keeps it out of people trying to steal my stuff. Here we've got our spade holder, also by FrontRunner, comes right out. Boom. So used to dig yourself out, used for campfire, for whatever the case. So that works great. On top, our most important piece of camping, our tent. So again, this is a FrontRunner Featherlight tent. Absolutely love it. I've camped in some crazy conditions in Cape Town in the middle of winter. I've camped here in Botswana in the middle of summer and have not had one issue with it. I absolutely love it. Our little girl loves it, my wife loves it, and I'm sure our little Baba to come will love it as well. So in total, I've got 3 Wolfpack boxes from FrontRunner. I keep the very heavy one in the back. I've got 2 more on the top. Again, more recovery gear, some kitchen stuff. It seems to work perfectly fine for us. We've got our gas bottle holder in the back, which is also great. Keeps everything out of the way and nice and organized, which I absolutely love. I don't like clutter. Also on the roof, I did have a 42-liter water tank by FrontRunner. I've unfortunately hit a tree last week and had to take it off, so I need to get new brackets for that. But we absolutely love our water tank. It actually saves our lives. It saves us from carrying lots and lots of water. Everything is stored on the roof and everything works perfectly fine, and I love it like that. Again, FrontRunner roof rack. This is the Slimline 2, I believe, and works great for us. So let's get into the back and the inside of the car. Pretty standard Toyota Hilux inside. I did, however, get escape gear covers. So I've got covers in the back, 2 seats in the front. I've got a dash cover and a transmission cover. If you have kids, you'll know that they absolutely destroy everything. So probably a very important piece of kit to have as well. However, having said that, this is the absolutely most important piece of kit that you can carry in your 4x4 while on trips. Again, especially if you have kids and a family, very, very important. Things do go wrong. I did have a friend cut his knuckle down to the bone on a camping trip recently, so it does happen. Also, what I keep on the inside is our desert product light. So this guy is actually quite a cool piece of kit. You've got a suction cup that you can put anywhere on the car, or you've got a stand, I suppose, that you can put in the sand or in the dirt. This guy extends all the way up and clips into your main battery power in the front. I really, really like this thing. You can change color temperatures, you can change intensities, you can change a lot of things, and it comes with a little remote, which is great. You can operate it from your tent or from your seat around the campfire. So those 2 items live here in the back. The light pole stays here, and the medical kit, which is upside down, stays here for everyone to know where it is. Baby seat, obviously normal for babas. We do have a little back seat carrier here, which helps keep baby bottles and food and snacks and whatever we keep. Also in the back, I keep a very sharp knife on one side and a sharp little axe on the other side. So going back to what we were saying earlier about powering our lithium battery in the back. So this is our CTEK system that lives under the seat here. We've had no issues with it again. We are also running something called Battery Sense, which is hooked up right here. And it's basically a wireless way of checking my battery management things. So basically what that means is I can check my voltage output, I can check my temperatures, and I can check my state of charge, which I'll show you now on my app on my phone. And also another reason why we mounted the CTEK system under the seat rather than under the front of the bonnet is because it's got basically, I believe it's got an automatic cutoff temperature system. So basically if it gets above 50 degrees, it cuts power in order to save itself. And that's not what we want while we are running fridges in the bush. So we've mounted it under the seat where everything stays relatively cool and never exceeds 50 degrees. That's for sure, because I've checked it often. So this is the app I was talking about. Everything's wirelessly set up through my phone and on Bluetooth as well, which is great. So I open my app and bang, it tells me my state of charge, my voltage, my battery is okay at 100%, which is great. Running at 26 degrees now, which is even better. And I've got a little bit of history. I can run through basically my history of my battery life. So I can quite conveniently open that up on my app and check, and I love it. Once again, escape gear covers, transmission cover, seat cover, and dash cover, which has been a lifesaver. We've got a cover on our thing here as well. But so far so good. It is starting to tear a little bit here, so I'll have to get that stitched up at some stage. But otherwise not much different than your average Toyota Hilux. We've got a Garmin GPS here. What I am going to do in the near future is get a mount for my GPS to sit here and my phone to sit here. which is all magnetized. So when I do set that up, I'll let you know how it goes. But otherwise, I think that is pretty much it on the Hilux. If you guys have any other questions, please let me know. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I do want to say a massive thank you to the brands that support us: Snomaster, CTEK, Opposite Lock South Africa, High Range Safari City here in Botswana, and FrontRunner. Thank you guys very, very much, and here's to more adventures. Thank you guys for watching. See you out there, and don't forget to go explore. Thanks again.